Now to a story about getting all you ever wanted, then leaving it behind because of one moment that changed everything.
Maria's here with the man who made that choice in one of the most beloved spots in all of Boston.
Ben, Erica, he was just a kid who loved baseball. That kid landed his dream job working for the Boston Red Sox. And then he walked away from it all, away from Fenway Park. Why? It turns out for Justin Long, the answer is powerful and personal. What do you think when you look at this? Do you think about your journey?
I think about, I can't believe I got to do this for 10 years. I can't believe this was my office.
A pretty epic office, Fenway Park. Justin Long worked for the Boston Red Sox and left when he was the director of baseball communications and media relations. An amazing job.
It's one of my favorite places in the world. I got to do this for 10 years and I got to do some truly amazing things. So it was more than a dream job.
A dream job where he celebrated a World Series championship with the team in 2018 and calls it, up to that point, the happiest moment of his life. But go back 17 years before that moment, Justin tried to kill himself.
You were also living with something that most people didn't know.
Yeah, when I was 17 years old, before my senior year of high school, I tried to take my own life. Nobody knew that I was struggling. Nobody knew that I was feeling alone. I was just kind of your normal average kid. And then before my senior year, I tried to take my life, and it's been a long journey since then, but I'm in a really good place right now.
And you weren't sharing this with anybody?
No, I kept all of this inside. I was just kind of silently struggling.
Ugh. And that's why Justin is talking now, to help others who may be where he was. He decided to leave that dream job for the Samaritans, where the mission is to prevent suicide and offer hope. You made the decision to leave this beloved ballpark that's been in your heart and in your life for many years. And now you work for the Samaritans. And that's an amazing thing.
I knew that if I was going to leave something like this, I didn't take for granted what I had here. And so I knew that if I was going to leave, it had to be something I was passionate about and something I could really sink my teeth into, and something where I felt like I could really make a difference in the world. And I found that with Samaritans.
This is Justin's office now as senior writer and media relations manager for the Samaritans.
Everyone's journey is different, and everyone's story is different, whether it's through a therapist or a doctor or a friend or medication or whatever it is. I think a big part of it is not being ashamed to ask for help or to look for help. When I think about my story, I think about my life, I think it's all about hope. No matter how hard things get, no matter how much you're struggling, I think hope is a really powerful thing. And if you can chase something, chase a level of happiness or just something that you want in your life, I think that's really, really powerful.
Justin really wants to encourage parents, talk to your children about mental health, and really encourages anyone to talk to their friends, their coworkers, their classmates, because he reminds us that we can't expect people who are struggling to speak up and ask for help. We have to reach out and start these conversations ourselves. Help is available. Call 988 if you or someone you know is struggling. People under 25 can text Hey Sam at 439-726. You can learn more about Samaritans at SamaritansHope.org. We're going to put all of those resources on our website, WCVB.com.
It's so important that we all talk about suicide.
Yes.
Well, and Samaritans, too, they have volunteers, I know, who man those helplines, and they could always use help with that. They're trained volunteers anytime, day or night.
It's so true. You both said the right thing. And Justin, he is not the kind of person who loves to be on TV. He loves to be behind the scenes, but that's how much this means to him. He wants to send that message to anybody. There is hope. You're not alone.